Stringer. Operation Noah. Operation Noah. Angela Stringer.
Ask not what your animals can do for you. Ask, what can you do for your animals? We've all seen stories on television about people being rescued from rising floodwaters. But what about the wild animals? Does anyone ever rescue them? If asked to do so, would you? Could you dream of animals being safe? I have a dream of animals being safe in my childhood country, Zimbabwe. Lush, open grasslands, where animals roamed free, became the site for a huge hydroelectric dam, Kariba, bordering Zimbabwe and Zambia, completed in the late 1950s. Sluice gates closed, the water gushed in, filling the area fast and furious. The rapidly rising waters caused pockets of small islands to become false safe havens for trapped, terrified creatures. This grim situation led to the chief game ranger thinking, ask not what your animals can do for you, ask what can you do for your animals. He led the launch of Operation Noah in 1959, the biggest animal rescue in history, an animal, Dunkirk. Witness a glimpse of this watery rescue as we regress in time. Mr. Contest Chair, Toastmasters, witnesses. The neglect of man caused the animals to be forgotten, left behind to fend for themselves on fast submerging islands. Blood, toil, sweat, and tears, together with simple life-saving strategies on a shoestring budget, caught world attention. The mission of Operation Noah: trap, catch, release into the Matusadana National Reserve. Two stories can illustrate these simple strategies. Endangered elephant rescue, saving endangered rhino. Could you imagine how a lady stocking could save a huge animal? Yes. When plaited, they become strong makeshift ropes. They're also soft, stretchy, supportive, yet also non-abrasive. Witness how this saved our elephant. Imagine you see an elephant in panic. He's been swimming around for 5 hours. Now exhausted, confused. You are in small boats beside him, helping to put your makeshift rope over his head, supporting it above the water. You also help to raise his trunk above the water. He can breathe. Like this, the boats guide him to safety. So, splash! Splash! That's his feet landing on dry ground. An endangered bloodline is conserved. What about saving endangered rhino? I want you to imagine 3,500 pounds of dangerous, no, darted, dozy, deadweight rhino. You are there to help guide him to the raft in the dusty clearing by gently nudging him along. His head now cushioned on sandbags, he is trapped down for safety, all the time snoring like a diesel engine. This raft is then hauled by hand through the dust to the waiting waterside pontoon, which floats him to safety. As our rhino thunders through the undergrowth into his new pastures, a critically endangered species is conserved. Operation Noah, 1959 to 1964, saved 6,000 precious animal souls from rising floodwaters, conserving future generations. I want to ask, what about you? Ask not what your animals can do for you. Ask, what can you do for your animals? You could take part in small conservation projects. May I suggest a few? Why not have a green space in your backyard? A wild zone when the little creatures come hiding, they can pass through, or to have a place of safety to stay if they want. Another idea, why not get involved in the Great Backyard Bird Count? It's an annual international event. In your own backyard, you could share findings. You can share photos, even get a glowing light on the bird sightings map. I would also like to suggest, why not take part in SOLVE, Sustaining Oregon's Legacy by Volunteering? They look after waterways. You could volunteer in a beach or river cleanup. Do you know, since 1969, they've taken 1.7 million pounds of trash from beaches? I reiterate, a green space, Great Backyard Bird Count, a beach cleanup. By participating, you are taking part in your own modern-day Operation Noah. You are protecting, you are conserving, you are caring for nature. Be that person who's always caring for nature. Ask not what your animal can do for you. Ask, what can you do for your animal? Mr. Contest Chair.